Hello, everybody. This is Josh with Josh's Water Jobs podcast, diving into water and sanitation careers. And today we're lucky to be with Deepesh Jain, who is currently in Sierra Leone. And so we're very happy to have him here today. And so, Deepesh, would you like to introduce yourself in a few words, please?
Thank you. Thank you, George. Thank you for this opportunity where I will get to speak to you and share. As you said, my name is Deepesh. I'm currently in Sierra Leone working with MSF as a Water and manager in construction of a hospital. I'm from India. I'm a civil engineer and I have a master's in water policy and governance. So, yeah, that's about me.
Is there a specific body of water that you identify with, and tell us why it's meaningful to you?
There is one water body I really relate to. It's a drain. It used to be a rainwater drain in 1970s and 80s. It's just half a kilometer from my home. As a kid, I saw it getting converted from a rainwater drain to a sewage drain. And today it's just a big, big sewage drain, which is 10 or 15-meter apart. As a kid, when I used to come back from school on the school bus, I used to see these big machines taking out plastic from it, and day by day it's increasing. So that's the water body which actually I relate to, and it influenced me to change and be part of this sector and maybe stop other drains and river bodies from getting contaminated.
So can you tell us about your current role? You're in Sierra Leone, and what were the steps that you took to arrive at that job?
I'm working as a Water and manager, and I'm working in the team where we are building 100-bedded hospital for the community here. So I'm part of the team which is responsible for all the fittings, which would be for blue water, gray water, and black water. Last year, COVID was there. So MSF couldn't get any expat in India. So they started looking for a Watson person. I joined them as a national staff, and then I applied for expatriation, and here I am.
What tips would you give for your peers in looking for their first job?
My first advice would be to find out what you want to do, because when we say water sector, from outside it looks small, but you have urban water, you have rural sanitation, you have irrigation, you have energy operations. There is so much to do. So I think one thing would be people should try to find out what their calling is, what they get attracted to, and once they have the calling, read and research more about it and give 2 years.
What's the best piece of advice that you've ever received?
I was having a conversation with him. I told him that, hey, I got this offer letter. I got selected in TIS, and but a little concerned about the return on it. And he just said one thing: do not ever refrain from doing an investment on education in terms of time and money. It will always pay back.
Hmm.
And to be honest, after 6 years of my master's, it is paying back every day, not in just in terms of money, but the exposure, the opportunity I'm getting to work for people. It's amazing. It is paying back.
What are you looking forward to most in terms of embarking on your career?
To design the policies, I think because I've had a very varied background, because in water and sanitation, you do not get a long term project. You work for 1 year and then you shift to other. So I worked in very different contexts, in very different fields. So I think I look forward to that day when I can influence the policies which I feel can be upgraded for good.
So why are you engaged with these, say, youth initiatives, and what benefit do they bring to young professionals?
I think I receive everything which I don't receive outside. I get new perspectives, I get new ideas, what is happening all around the world. There are options of peer learning. You can club with people, work on something totally new which no one is thinking about. There are opportunities, like there are a lot of opportunities when 100, 200, 300 people from all around the world come together and talk.
So what advice would you give to a senior water professional to help them better able to help those new to the water and sanitation field succeed?
Is it possible that they can speak more about different expertise we need? When people who have that privilege of speaking up, they start speaking and questioning, we get the opportunity to come and fill that gap.
We interviewed Aaron Wolf in the last podcast, and his question was, how do you reconcile kind of your heart and your head when looking at your career path?
Again, I'm taking an example from India. Coming from India, you do not have a lot of choices. And you can't really make a lot of risk analysis because you don't have a lot of options. So my simple idea is give a very good value to your gut feeling.
For our senior professional next, do you have a question that you'd like to pose to them?
I would ask like what took it so long? What were the challenges to develop the water and sanitation world which we have today? Also, my question would be to ask them that considering water is becoming such a crucial entity, where do this they see this workspace going on? Where do they see it going in next 10, 20 years? Because if we get answers from them, we can start preparing ourselves accordingly and energizing us to be prepared for the challenge of the future.
Thanks a lot, Deepesh.
Thank you. Have a good
Thank
day.
you. You too. Bye bye.